In the heart of Ado-Ekiti flows a sacred river known as Omirin, the river of divine fishes. Here, the waters do more than nourish the land. They carry the spirit of a goddess. Local legend tells of a powerful deity who transformed herself into this river, leaving behind as sacred children the fishes that swim within. To harm them is taboo. To eat them unthinkable. According to the people, no matter how long this fish boils, it will never soften. And anyone who dares to defile the sacred order by catching or cooking a fish from Omirin will face the wrath of the goddess herself. The Erin Ayonigba River is not only a site of mystery, but also of healing.
Only doctor they are good. Agboma yi doctor lo ka lo bimo. Lo ba ise. La lagbo iwoya wo mo. Torí ko ba ti lóyún sinu, ebe la te gbagbo titi fún mo ka mo ebi.
The people believe that its waters cleanse the body and spirit. They drink from it, bathe in it, and use it in their daily lives, trusting the river spirit to protect their community from harm. Visitors often come to feed the sacred fish with bread, watching as they gather gracefully.
Healthy and Merry Christmas, everyone. At African News 24 TV, we join our Christian faithful to celebrate this wonderful season. I'm Mary Adam. Thank you for tuning in on African News 24 TV, where we bring you news and reports from across the world. We begin at the Vatican, where Pope Leo has reminded Christians that the Christmas story is a call to care for the poor and welcome strangers. In his Christmas sermon at St. Peter's Basilica, the Pope said Jesus' birth in a stable after being turned away from an inn shows that refusing to help those in need is equal to rejecting God. He was speaking while delivering the traditional Christmas Day message and blessing before thousands of worshippers. Pope Leo stressed that there can be no room for God without room for the human person. He said Christ's birth reveals the dignity of every individual. The US-born pontiff is celebrating his first Christmas since his election in May. President Bola Tinubu and state governors used their Christmas messages to call for peace and unity across Nigeria, while the Nigeria Labour Congress struck a contrasting note, warning against unfair taxation and urging workers to resist exploitative fiscal policies. In his Christmas address, President Bola Tinubu renewed his pledge to uphold religious liberty, emphasizing that no Nigerian should ever face persecution or lose their life because of their faith. He portrayed Christmas as a time for deep reflection on Christ's teachings of peace, hope, and compassion, and called on citizens to make tolerance a cornerstone of national unity. Several state governors echoed Tinubu's message, calling for unity among Nigerians regardless of ethnic or religious differences. In a sharp contrast, the Nigerian Labour Congress focused its Christmas message on economic justice. NLC President Joe Ajaero criticized what he described as flawed and exploitative tax laws, insisting that fiscal policies must be fair and inclusive. He urged workers to unite against taxation schemes that disproportionately burden ordinary citizens while failing to deliver adequate social services. As Christians in Nigeria join others around the world to celebrate Christmas, the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) has called on churches to observe the season with wisdom, vigilance, and a strong sense of responsibility. In a Christmas Eve statement, current President Archbishop Daniel Oko said Christmas is a sacred period that reflects God's enduring love, hope, and the triumph of light over darkness. He noted that despite economic hardship and security challenges facing the nation, the birth of Christ reassures believers that God has not abandoned his people. Archbishop Oko also urged churches, particularly those in areas prone to security threats, to take practical measures to ensure the safety of worshippers, stressing that the protection of human life must remain a top priority. And to security, the Nigerian army has confirmed that the explosion which rocked a mosque in Maiduguri, Borno State, was carried out by a Boko Haram suicide bomber. According to the army, preliminary investigations revealed that the attacker infiltrated the mosque and detonated an improvised explosive device during prayers, causing casualties among worshippers. The military described the attack as a cowardly act by insurgents seeking to spread fear and disrupt peace in the state, especially during the festive period. The army has assured residents that efforts are ongoing to track down remaining insurgents and dismantle their networks, adding that troops remain on high alert across Maiduguri and other parts of the northeast, as the exact number of casualties is yet to be officially confirmed. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has condemned the bomb explosion at a mosque in Maiduguri, Borno State, describing the incident as a tragic failure of security under President Bola Tinubu's administration. In a statement issued on Wednesday, the opposition party expressed sadness over the loss of lives and injuries sustained in the attack, particularly as it occurred during a religious gathering on Christmas Eve. The PDP accused the federal government of failing to adequately protect citizens, stating that repeated security breaches across the country point to ineffective leadership and poor coordination among security agencies. According to the party, the Maiduguri explosion is another painful reminder of the growing insecurity facing Nigerians, despite assurances from the government that terrorism and violent attacks are being tackled. The PDP called on the Tinubu-led government to urgently review its security strategy and take decisive steps to prevent further loss of innocent lives. From bomb attack in Maiduguri to fire disaster in Lagos State, where the governor Babajide Sanwo-OLU has ordered the complete demolition of the old Great Nigerian Insurance building on Martin Street, Marina, following a major fire outbreak that ravaged the structure and affected surrounding properties. The governor was speaking during an on-the-spot assessment of the incident, which occurred at about 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Sanwo-OLU noted that the building had a history of fire incidents in recent years, stressing that repeated safety concerns had been raised over its misuse as a storage facility rather than a proper office complex. He confirmed that no lives were lost in the incident, adding that between 7 and 10 persons were rescued and taken to hospital by LASEMA ambulances. The incident started on the 4th and 5th floors of the 24 to 25-story building before spreading rapidly to higher levels. The government attributed the intensity of the fire to the conversion of the building from office use into a large-scale warehousing facility housing inflammable and combustible materials. As the festive season draws closer, Nigerians are once again keeping a close eye on food prices. Christmas is often marked by a sharp rise in the cost of staple items, but this year, the situation appears slightly different in some markets. Our correspondent Oyinkansola Alarakwe visited major food markets to find out what traders and buyers are saying.
As the December festive season kicks off, many Nigerians expect soaring prices for food and other essentials, like experienced in previous years. However, rice, a staple in countless households, is bucking the trend this year, remaining relatively affordable compared to previous months. Traders attribute this to steady supply and timely restocking, giving shoppers some relief and the usual holiday rush. Every year, the price of food items are known to skyrocket during festive season. Christmas not an exemption. And as Nigerians prepare for this year's Christmas, markets across the country are experiencing increased activity, but conversations around food prices become another topic for conversation. Visit to major food markets show that some staple food items have recorded a slight drop in price compared to previous months and even last year's festive period. According to foodstuff sellers, while prices have reduced, customer turnout remains low, a situation some blame on limited purchasing power.
This year, the price has reduced very well, more than last year. I think the price of rice this year is more affordable than of last year. Not even rice alone. Many of the foodstuffs, the price have dropped. Bag of rice, you get 60, you get 50 plus. You get 60 plus, 50 plus. We still have the one of 70 plus. It depends the one you want. The price has dropped, but there's no money for people to come and buy.
Oh, rice. The bag of rice is 70,000 for the long grain. Then short grain is 60. Then beans, we have the one of 80, 70 for bag. Price range is more, it's a bit like 5,000 has reduced from it. At times it's from the supplier, at times it's from the seller. So some of the goods don't have fixed price.
Some traders, however, say certain items commonly associated with the festive season, such as food hampers and pepper, are still expensive.
Items that we sell for 80,000 this year. Last year it wasn't like that. We sold it for 50,000 naira. But this year now we sell it for 30,000 naira increase difference. Things have been very, very expensive.
I mean, because you don't tell where you come levels. Before I buy 100 pieces, 11,000, 15,000, almost 20,000 safe. So now I buy more than reach 8,000, 800,000, 100 pieces.
45, the tomato. One basket. Rodo, that's more one. 50,000. That big one. 110.
Buyers, on the other hand, share different views.
Compared to last year market surfing, this year December is a bit fair than last year. Like rice, the meat has come down, the price has gradually come down. So I think it's fair in general.
Compared to last month, it's kind of fair. At least I know the price of tomatoes has gone down, way down compared to last month. So, and then most of the other things I don't patronize this market, so I can't really say. But from the market I patronize, things has gone down. It has gone down a bit, not so much, probably like 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira difference.
Others believe prices are still unfair considering the economic situation.
Last year December, I can remember let me say one plate of rice in particular was about 6,000, I think so. and this year it wasn't really like that. Talking of other food stuffs too, the same thing. So things are really cost because the cost of living now is very high. So many people now cannot really afford what they can afford with the least 5,000. So it shows that nothing is coming down at all.
As families make plans for the celebrations, opinions continue to reflect the realities of the season. Cautious spending mixed with hope. While prices may fluctuate, Nigerians remain determined to celebrate the festivities in their own way. Oyin Consola Alarakbe, African News 24 TV.
On the foreign scene, 2 police officers have died in an explosion in Moscow, the capital of Russia, where they tried to stop a suspicious person. Russia's investigative committee confirmed the incident via a statement issued on Wednesday. The blast occurred close to the site where a Russian general was killed earlier this week. The committee, which proves major crimes in Russia, said an explosive device was triggered as the officers approached the suspect, who was near their service vehicle. An earlier statement on Telegram said investigators were inspecting the scene and carrying out forensic analysis, including medical and explosive examinations. The area was cordoned off and had a large police presence, according to images broadcast on Russian television, which quoted witnesses describing an explosion that occurred at around 1:30 a.m. In sports, Super Eagles midfielder Wilfred Ndidi has expressed confidence in his new leadership role within the national team, insisting that he feels no pressure captaining Nigeria ahead of upcoming international fixtures. Speaking to reporters, Ndidi emphasized that wearing the captain's armband is a responsibility he embraces with pride rather than anxiety. He noted that his focus remains on teamwork and collective success, stressing the leadership in football is about inspiring teammates and maintaining unity on the pitch. Ndidi's rise to captaincy comes at a time when the Super Eagles are preparing for crucial qualifiers and tournaments. His consistency at the club level with Leicester City and his experience in international competitions have made him a natural choice for leadership. Welcome to entertainment. ASAKE, the Nigerian Afrobeat sensation, took the stage at Eko Hotels last night, December 24, 2025, as part of Fly Times First 2025. The event was a sellout, with fans grooving to his hit tracks. The concert, which was part of 4-day Fly Time Fest, featured ASAKE as the headliner on the Christmas Eve, alongside other top acts like Olamide, Davido, and Flavor. ASAKE's performance was highly anticipated, and fans were not disappointed as he delivered an energetic and vibrant show. Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, well known as Davido, has announced his decision to formally join the Accord Party ahead of the 2026 governorship election in Osun State. Davido announced this via a post on his X account on Tuesday. The singer's uncle and governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, is seeking a second term in office under the platform of Accord Party. The unavailable crooner stated that he will be in Osogbo, the capital of Osun State, to collect his membership card. That brings us to the end of this hour's news on African News 24 TV. Thank you for staying with us. Remember to follow our social media channels and visit africannews24.ng for continuous updates. I'm Mary Adam. Merry Christmas.